The following episode has been pre-recorded. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp, and this is Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. When you'll be listening to this Sunday, I will be away on a bit of a sabbatical, and I'm looking very forward to it. But I didn't want to miss the opportunity to record a podcast for you. So I hope you enjoyed the topic that I chose today. For those of you who are new to my podcast, please check out my website at lisahopp.com. That's lisahopp.com. And for those of you who are coming back, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. It's quite a time. It's quite a time. There are so many topics that swirl around in my mind before I sit down to my microphone. And all are valid and very important. And it's, I have to say, not very easy to choose which one to go with. So I think I'm going to pick two today. Because both are very important. Truly important for the sake of our mental, spiritual, emotional health, especially at this time. Because of this time. My goodness. So the first topic that came to me, first, is the importance right now of taking care of yourself. My clients are asking me more and more. And it often comes up from heaven as well. Departed loved ones are telling my clients these very words. You have to do what you have to do. When it comes to those who are in your life, especially those who are family, sometimes it is necessary to distance yourself. Sometimes it is even necessary to cut people out of your life. I've had a difficult decision this week myself, because this week my timeline on my personal social media account has been inundated with racist videos, remarks, complaints, negativity. And my first reaction is to unfriend or to unfollow if I'm on Twitter. I'm going to move my chair a bit. And I'm torn about that, to be honest, because I don't think that unfriending, especially if it's someone that I've had a personal relationship with, I don't think that that's particularly a very loving thing to do. So in that case, if it is a family member, I tend to unfollow them, because when you unfollow them, they don't know you're doing it. And I can respect myself and take care of myself and not be exposed to the negativity, because those who are posting racist rhetoric, they're not really in a place of wanting to hear that they're wrong, or even that they're racist. And maybe it's not right for me to tell them straight out it's that. I definitely don't want to get into a debate that can get nowhere and only ends up causing more issues. My goodness, recently I was cut by someone because I wrote one thing. And it wasn't even a belligerent one thing. So I don't definitely want that to cause more negativity, more disruption. And I don't want to lecture. I don't want to at least sound like I am. Just like I am not above any other person on this earth, I'm not above someone who is racist either. I believe they're the ones that need love the most, and understanding, and thoughts, and prayers. Every profession, every family, every group of friends has a bad apple. It is not supposed to define an entire department or profession or race or vocation. Everything is individual. And we're going through a time right now where many are threatened. They're threatened from outside forces, and they're threatened by change. And I now segue to my second topic, and that is change. We're in the process of it. There were a few posts that said, why haven't the protests stopped when there's been arrests? Because the protests are about something more. People are tired. Are you tired? I'm tired. Things have to be different. We are in this together. I firmly believe that we are in a changing time. You may call it the end times, you may call it Revelation, you can call it whatever you want. Sometimes I want to call it hellscape. But we're in it. And it's chaotic, and it's stressful, and it's lonely, and it's fearful, and it can enrage. And it can be all of that within a few minutes. But all of us together can ride through this storm. All of us together can ride through it. But I want to request of you, and I think that those who listen to me are open to this. It's not just about being kind. That's important. And yes, that should be part of it, a huge part of it. But at this time, we have to acquire understanding. We have to be able to, in some small way, put ourselves in our fellow man's shoes. And also understand their story is not your story, so it's impossible for you to understand it completely. But try to have the conversation. Try to find out what it's been like for hundreds of years. And I also compel you to not be led by the fire and the fury and the lies, because then you are part of the disruptions and the chaos. Be a peacemaker. Be a light. There are many things right now being staged, meaning There are people posing, groups posing, media concentrating on the fires and the beatings. I think they're learning their lesson though, because I'm seeing more songs and more interviews of participants, of people. And so that's very important, because it's important to understand what's driving this time of change. This is a biblical and a divine and a spiritual time of change. The dark shadows are coming out within all of us. Within all of us. Some more than others. But it is meant to clear out. It is meant to be driven out of us, to be exposed, so that we can clear it together, so that we can find peace and harmony together. But before you can have peace and harmony and oneness and heaven on earth, you have to clear out the hidden darkness. And that is why we're all finding out how everybody feels. We're all finding out who's selfish, who's money driven, who has racism within them. We're finding out who really loves us and who doesn't. We're really being tested. And we're being exposed. And this is a blessing. Because you can only heal what is exposed. You can only heal what's exposed. If you don't have a symptom, you can't heal. If you don't have a disease, you can't cure it. So it all has to be exposed. It all has to come out. But gosh, is it sometimes painful to see it, and so sad. Because oftentimes these dark shadows are not only yours, but also those we love, those that are good people. It's not always the bad ones, it's not always the evil ones, it's not always the obvious ones. And what do you do? What do you do? You have to take it one person at a time. If unfollowing is enough, you unfollow. If you have to cut, you have to cut. And you send them off with love. I want you to know, my listeners, and thank you once again for being here, but I want you to know there is a purpose to everything that's happening right now. And yes, there have been cycles like this before, but this one seems different. The timing is right too. It is so important to keep faith and hope alive within yourself. It is important, like me, to give yourself a break. That's why I am so looking forward to a break. And I bet you need one as well. And maybe you're not at this time in a place where you can just take off out of town. But try to give yourself serenity and peace, even if it's in your own backyard. It's so important right now. And I also want you to remember how very loved you are, because we all go through dark nights of the soul. We all feel like we've been abandoned. I do. I don't mind telling you this week, my team is not with me as much as I wish they were, or at least, to be fair, I don't feel them as much as I need them. They're here around me, my angels, my loved ones. They're here around me, here and there, but they're not working for me as much as I really have asked them to, as I really need them to. I count on them to be my team. I count on them to help me serve. I count on them to provide for me. And they are kind of slow right now, and they're very quiet. And that doesn't make me happy. But the one thing I can't do is I cannot give up on hope, and I cannot give up on faith, and I cannot give up on my love of heaven and God. No matter what, I may not be satisfied at times with my team, but I can never stop loving them. Hold fast to that. Hold fast to your hope, in your faith, in your belief, and don't let life jade you. Don't let it jade you. Don't let the people out in this world jade you. Know that what they're showing you is the unhealed part of themselves. You've been seeing it for a couple months now, stronger than ever. So when you see them with their unhealed part of themselves, send them love, send them tenderness, send them forgiveness. You don't have to say it to them. You send it with your insides, with your being, with your emotions, with your mental self, with your thoughts, with the words inside your mind. I send you love. I send you grace. I send you forgiveness. I send you understanding. I send you virtual hugs. So very important. Do you know how powerful that is? If you don't know, you'll find out. Because that is how we will help the change of this world. Every single person on this world just wants to be loved. Every single person on this world just wants to be healthy. And some are very tired. And some are very angry. And some are very lonely. And some are in pain, physically, emotionally. But every single person in this world just needs love. And it starts with you. It starts with you feeling it for yourself, and it starts with you feeling it for every single person that you see. Every single person. Whether it be on TV, at your work, if you're working, in your neighborhood, online, every single person that crosses your eyesight. It starts with you. And I believe in you. And I know you can do this. Now hopefully you have heard my previous podcasts where I tell you that another way to help is to meditate. You can send love to mankind when you meditate. You can just send it out to the whole world. Take walks. That's a walking meditation. You can do this. And it'll come back around to you. And you start to feel it. And you start to feel better. and it will unlock whatever is stagnant at this time. It will unlock it. So in conclusion today, remember, this time is divine, and it will be crazy. And I think that there even may be a moment when it's worse than it is now. But it is not to worry you, or to sadden you, or to anger you. Just be in a place of love. Take care of you. Cut out of your life who needs to be cut. Unfollow or distance who needs to be distanced, because you can love them without them hurting your heart and without them making you feel nauseous inside and without them making you sad. You can still have the connection, because we are all one and we are connected to each other, which is why it is so important to give yourself a break, because a connection never severs, and it can be inundating to us. It can really bring us down depending on who we're most connected to. And what is coming at the end of this storm? Greater changes for the better. And you will be okay. You will even have a greater life. You do not need to feel threatened. You do not need to feel fear. With a will and a heart and a belief in love and a desire to give love, you will attain wholeness. So give tenderness out to your fellow man through thoughts, feelings, and if necessary, or the opportunity presents itself, through words. That is your role at this time. That is your vocation. That is part of your purpose. And remember as well to see truth. See the liars. And they're there. The false prophets. The antagonizers. The agents of chaos. The agents of misinformation. Stay away. Stay away. Even if it sounds like something you like, make sure that you're not getting emotionally impacted by propaganda at this time, because it's really rampant. There's a video and a phrase and a TV show for everybody. I recommend only NPR, PBS, BBC, non-biased fact checkers, science, talking to people who actually know people, make sure that what you listen to is truth. It's so very important, because there's a whole lot going on. A whole lot. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Please go to my website at lisahopp.com. It's lisahopp.com. Order an angel message or make an appointment through telephone or Zoom. And if you're in the area in a couple weeks, I'll be back in my office again. I wish you a wonderful week. A week that feels better, that has peace, that is healthy, and that is filled with love. Thank you again for joining me, and many blessings.